Hi y'all, welcome to Feelin' Froggy Knits. My name is Maya and today I'm going to be knitting my first ever pair of socks. I know what you're thinking. If I myself was a beginner knitter, one of the first things I would create is a pair of socks because duh, cozy comfy socks, question mark? Sounds pretty great to me. The only problem is that to me, socks have seemed a little bit daunting. I've read a couple of sock patterns before and just the techniques that they use, I just haven't had the opportunity to use them yet, or I haven't made myself use them yet. Today we will be tackling my fears and knitting a pair of socks. These socks are actually going to be very special because I purchased the yarn for these socks while on a trip. Now, if you are a knitter or a crocheter, you know that one of the coolest things that you can do when visiting a new city is to go buy yarn from a local yarn shop, preferably a hand-dyed local yarn. If not, then just any yarn will do. And then you can create a project that will remind you of the place that you visited every time. And the yarn that I'm going to use today were purchased at, I believe it's Apricot yarn supply or something. It's in San Diego. I visited there a couple weeks ago for Thanksgiving. If you saw my sweater vest video, you would know. And I purchased 2 hanks of yarn while I was there. This yarn here is called Dream in Color yarn. It's their smushy cashmere. This yarn is a 70% superwash merino, and then it has 20% cashmere and 10% nylon. It's a number 2 fingering weight, which is what socks are usually made out of. I know that the nylon content or the non-natural fiber content in this yarn is not very high. If you're unfamiliar, sock yarns usually have like a 25% nylon content or non-natural fiber. That's to help with the longevity of the garment itself because plastic holds together better than wool, if you could believe that. So this yarn doesn't necessarily make the perfect sock yarn, but this first pair of socks I think will be a house pair of socks just because I am not confident in my abilities to make a presentable pair of socks on the first try. And I saw this other hank of yarn. I was just going to purchase this, and then I saw this and I was like, y'all, this is cookies and cream. I saw it and I had to have it. So this will actually be my accent color. I'll be using this for the toe, heel, and the little cuff of the sock at the top. So yeah, I think that these will make kind of a cool, funky little combination. The great thing about buying 2 hanks of sock yarn is that you can use this then as the main color and this as the accent color in your second pair of socks. So hopefully I actually finish the first pair and then I can make a second pair with this as the main color and this is the accent. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Oh my gosh. The most important thing, I'm in my Chessie era. You know, Chessie from the Lindsay Lohan version of The Parent Trap. She was famous for wearing an oversized chambray / jean collar or whatever you call these shirts. I purchased mine at a thrift store and it's the best shirt I've ever bought. So this video will be a little bit different from my last because I am going to be using a free pattern, which means I can show y'all in real time what I'm doing, you know, how I'm going about things. I don't know if you want to follow along. If you've never knitted a pair of socks before, you feel intimidated, then maybe this will be helpful. I don't know. And then hopefully throughout the process, I can like talk through some of the techniques that I might be using if I'm familiar with them. If not, we'll both be learning together. Before we kick this up, we're gonna have to actually find the free pattern because I'm going to need to know what gauge to get. So let's hop on over to the computer and find a pattern. All right, let's go to Ravelry and log in. I guess let's look up, what would I look up? Socks, under patterns, there we go. And then let's go over and click, where is it? Free Free. Oh my gosh, there's so many free patterns. Look at that, y'all. I have my eye on one. I wonder if you can guess which one it is. All these seem like pretty basic socks. It's a free pattern. That's crazy. That's a free DK. Now I'm looking for, I kind of like these. These are the ones that I liked at first glance. Wait. This is a free pattern. Downloading it right now. That is so adorable. Okay, let's look at these. See what kind of weight. Fingering weight. Okay. 25mm, have it. These look really easy too. Here we go. This is what I want. Perfect. Oh my gosh. These are perfect. Okay, I'm So Basic Socks by Summer Lee. I think I follow her on Instagram. She has a very cute, colorful aesthetic and I love it. Okay, we're gonna download pattern. Guess if you want to follow along, then you can go to Ravelry and download the I'm So Basic Socks by Summer Lee. It is a free pattern. I'm gonna look at it. How cute! Oh my gosh. These are gonna look so, I love them. All right. See, like I've never measured my foot before, I don't know. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So in the pattern, it has the section called What Kind of Yarn Should You Use to Knit Socks? And it has these different blend ratios that are good for sock making. And actually, I'm in this part, this 90-10, and it looks like if you want to wear stuff outside, you want to do that 75-25 combination. But I think I'm right where I need to be, which is really nice. Oh my gosh, y'all! If you have not knitted a pair of socks, this seems like the perfect sock pattern. Like it takes you through everything with pictures. Oh my gosh. Wait, this is such a nice pattern. Oh my gosh. Oh, I've seen these socks before, the Stillwater socks with the little cable detail on the side. So cute. Okay, I'm gonna print out this pattern. PEMDAS, order of operations, let's go. Print out the pattern, cake up the yarn, knit a swatch, block it, and then I'll meet you right back here. It'll be a second for you, but probably days for me. Yay, socks! Thank goodness I printed off the pattern. And it's time to start knitting! I'm ready to start knitting the sock, except I did not get gauge, which seems, which I don't know about you guys, but it seems to be a pattern. Get it? Pattern, like a knitting pattern? You have to explain it, I guess, not funny. Which means I do have to switch up the needle size a little bit. On the pattern, it states size 0 needle US, which is I believe a 2.25mm needle. And I am going to go up a needle size to a 2.5mm needle. I'm not going to do another swatch. I know that's a little bit risky, but I was only off by 3 stitches. So I think just a quarter needle size up hopefully will get me there. And again, blocking is my friend. I know that to be true. Oh, also before I go, I decided to change the accent yarn. Another pattern. I forgot I had this little mini skein, which I actually purchased on a trip to San Francisco. So I guess this is my California S City socks. It's my city socks, my city, S-I-T-Y, my city socks, S-I-T-T-Y, city. But it's got these beautiful green, pink, and purple tones in it. I thought that paired with this, it would bring out the brighter greens in that accent yarn. I just wanted to showcase it so that you guys can see what I'm starting off with. I still plan on knitting another pair of socks with that yarn that I showed in the beginning of the video that I got in San Diego, but it'll just be another pair that they are in. Okay, let's start knitting. I'll either update when I'm super frustrated or when I've started a new technique that I have not yet tried. So I think that's how it's gonna work. Let's knit some cozy cashmere socks. Obviously, we've gone through a bit of a change since I last filmed, but I'm ready to get back into the sock making game, and I am about to break the yarn and start the heel flap. I have the pattern up on my computer because, as you remember, my printer's run out of ink and I have not found ink in a store yet. So no printed patterns for me right now. Since I last saw y'all, I finished the tube part, the leg part, I don't know, of the sock, and now I'm going to do the heel flap. Last night I did watch Summer Lee, the woman who created this pattern, actually has a whole video series on this pair of socks specifically. This is a great beginner pair of socks because of all of the tutorials that she has videos of and pictures of as well on the pattern, and it's free. I watched the video last night, really easy to follow. So if y'all are having any trouble knitting a sock, I recommend that. She also explains why she does this specific heel, which I love. I love a good explanation for something. I think, you know, there's a reason for everything. Why not hear about it? Is that weird? All right, well, I am going to start on the heel flap. I will stop it if I get frustrated at any point, but her directions were pretty clear, so I'm just gonna do that. We're done with the heel flap, yay! Now comes, I believe, the construction of the heel, or the heel turn is what it's called. I watched her do this last night, so I'm not going into it blind. Baby's first heel! Yes! This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. So I messed up a little bit. I didn't knit the right amount of stitches, so my heel is looking a little bit wonky. As you can see, it's kind of I just kind of knitted a tiny baby heel right there. I think it will still work. I'm gonna continue on with it just because I don't know any better. So I'm just gonna go for it. And on the next sock, I'll make sure that it's perfect. But this is my first pair of socks, and honestly, I think it's going a little bit too well so far. Something had to mess up. They have to look like a little bit wonky, because what if they looked really nice? And I've just been saying to my family and friends that, oh, socks are too hard, but what if they're too easy? What if they're too easy? Okay, y'all, I just completed the heel turn. Whether it's good or not remains to be seen. Up next, I am going to move on to picking up stitches for the gusset, I think. All right, I am going to start, so reminder, here's where we are. Heel not looking too good, but it's my first pair of socks, so cut me some slack, come on now. Okay, first step is we're going to cut the contrasting yarn, which I will just rip because I'm too lazy to get up and get scissors. And the pattern says to pick up your main color, which is the little Grinch green that I've got here. If you're following along the pattern here, we slipped the first and last stitch, and that was to create these, how Summer Lee describes it, as these fat knit stitches. I'm sure that you can, oh yeah, you can see them right there, that edge. And that is where we will be picking up our stitches. But you can see right in those V's, they are just ripe and ready to get going. All right, y'all. Rough couple of days. This might be TMI, I don't know, my boyfriend and I just got laid off. Ooh, cute, fun, fresh. It's hopefully only for like a month or two and then we'll be rehired, but you know, feels weird, feels kind of wrong and bad and all that stuff that you feel when you get laid off. But we'll be offboarding tomorrow, so I won't really be able to knit much tomorrow, but I'm hoping to finish the sock today. Sorry, that's just a little life update, little TMI, fun. So cool, fun, fresh. Sorry, that's my project bag, which is from Pearl Soho. Y'all, I'm addicted to Pearl Soho. But these are made by Bagoo, which is a company that I love. Anyways, we are so close to the toe. We're so close. I keep putting it on my foot thinking that each row I'll be at the toe, but it's not happening that fast. Anyways, I just wanted to update, let y'all know where I was, really close to the toe. This is a lot of fun. I'm having so much fun making this sock. I am really excited to make the next one like even better, which is just a really, I don't know, that's just a nice feeling to have, to just be so excited to continue on a project. Well, I think I'm gonna sit and drink a little bit of coffee. I have an iced vanilla latte today, and I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos, knit, and yeah, just have a cozy rainy day. It is rainy and stormy here in Northern California today, which feels so nice because the rest of the year it is burning hot. Let's get cozy. Made it to the part where I need to do the Kitchener stitch. I am famously terrible at this. I'm gonna record myself, might get a little frustrated, guess we'll see. It is that early, and I am awake and have showered and I'm ready to start the day so early because I want to finish this sock all in one day. I feel like I can do it. I guess we'll see if I get frustrated or whatever, but you know, it took me like a couple weeks to finish that first one. I'm gonna binge watch the Sex Lives of College Girls and probably the most recent season of Emily in Paris because that's my lovely little trash TV show that I just love and lap up every single new season of just because, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just gonna film myself while I do it. It's rainy, it's so rainy, so it's gonna be very nice to just sit and knit all day. And I will not be finishing my sock today. I think I was a little bit ambitious. My fingers are feeling very tired, but I have gotten almost the entire leg hole. What is it called? This part of the sock. The tube? I've almost gotten the tube done. I have about an inch left of that, and then I can work on the heel, but the heel's a lot. That takes a lot of cramping of my fingers and yeah, just not good. We will pick back up tomorrow. Goodness gracious, y'all. I have just completed my first pair of socks. I don't have any sock blockers yet, so I'm not going to be washing them just yet, just because I don't want them to be a weird shape. I don't know. Hopefully my local yarn shop will have some sock blockers. If not, I will turn to the World Wide Web to get some sock blockers. But anyways, here they are, y'all. I am so proud of myself. This is just something that I have been wanting to do for a while. I literally bought the ChiaoGoo Twist tiny needles just to make socks, and I bought them maybe 6 months ago and had yet to start a sock project. So I just feel really accomplished. They fit pretty well. I have not blocked them yet, so hopefully they will fit well after blocking. They're a little bit looser than I think I would prefer, but this is a stockinette stitch sock. Say you are knitting a ribbed sock, there is less room for error just because the ribbing is a little bit more forgiving, just like with a ribbed hat. It's more forgiving than a stockinette hat. I digress. They're very comfortable, they're soft. Again, the base, I will have all the yarns and everything that I used linked down below. It's a cashmere wool base, so it's gonna be soft and warm. There's a little bit of nylon for some strength. Now I guess I'll give my final thoughts on the pattern, what it was like making it, maybe kind of give a little recap. So again, this is the I'm So Basic sock by Summer Lee. It was I would say the perfect beginner sock pattern. It is a cuff down sock, but if you don't know any better, then I'd say it works. It worked for me. I enjoyed it. I will partake in a toe up sock at some point. The instructions were very clear. She also has a complete YouTube video series on these socks and how to do it using the magic loop method. I will have that series linked down below if y'all are curious. I only used it for a couple of the techniques, really just the heel, and the toe was pretty self-explanatory to me, just decreases and a Kitchener stitch at the end. So really it was the heel that I had my most trouble with. Y'all saw both heels were a little bit, I don't know honestly how I messed it up, where I messed it up. If you don't have a good grasp on the technique, then even when you mess up, you don't even know like where to get back to, like where you even began in the first place. I hope that makes sense. Luckily, this little heel shaping isn't that crazy just because most of the shaping I feel like comes from these picked up stitches and then the decreases that follows. And that's really what shapes the heel and what shapes the sock itself. I will say that these are a little bit long. I think I knitted them longer than the pattern suggested. I didn't understand. I believe the pattern said that you're supposed to knit 6.5 inches from the cuff length, and I think I did it from the length of the border. So they're pretty long, longer than the socks I would normally wear, I would say. It is my first pair of socks, so any mistakes are honestly, they feel like little badges of honor because I did end up making it through. Yeah, I know where I went wrong and I know how I can get better. Hopefully this is this very, very start of my long sock knitting life. This is the very start of it. Thanks for following along. I hope that this either made you chuckle or it gave you the encouragement that maybe you needed to knit your first pair of socks. I just want to say from the other side that it is not as scary as it seems. All right, y'all. I had such a fun time making this video. Thanks so much for subscribing, everybody. There are over 230 people now, which is bananas, bonkers, crazy, insane. I love it. I love y'all. I'm having so much fun. I'm excited to keep creating and to continue on this journey with you guys. Okay, I'm gonna walk out of here. Y'all know the drill. Ribbit, ribbit. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye.